Yesterday after our show, as soon as the CME opened, we had Bitcoin go to all-time highs. We went to $106,400, there or thereabout. And now what's happening is Bitcoin is actually sucking the life out of the altcoins. So Bitcoin is going up and the altcoins are, or most of the altcoins are red and bleeding, except Hyperliquid and a couple of others. Despite this, today what I want to talk to you about is I want to talk to you about 3 or 4 altcoins. In fact, 4 altcoins that I'm going to be buying now, or that I'm buying in the portfolio. And I'm going to be talking to you about one altcoin that I'm actually going to be selling. So I'm going to show you what the dynamic is between Bitcoin and the altcoins. And I'm going to show you 4 that I'm buying and 1 that I'm selling. So yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you 3, and then if we get to 5,000 likes on the stream, then I'm going to give you the 4th one. So if you like that, let's go. Start smashing up the like button, obliterate it. Remember, we have to beat Sheldon. Sheldon got 13,000 likes in his show. I want to show him that we can actually be much bigger. So let's go. So today is Reconciliation Day in South Africa. It is what they call a public holiday, a bank holiday. And here I am bringing you crypto love and crypto wisdom, because I've got to bring you the 4 coins that I'd be buying and the 1 coin that I'm selling. And I want to show you the dynamic of what's actually happening in Bitcoin and why it actually keeps going up. So if you appreciate that, obliterate the like button. Let's beat Sheldon's 13,000 likes. Also, if you're not already subscribed, you know the drill. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be growing extremely fast. This community is amazing. I don't want to waste time because we've got a lot to do today, because we're talking about tons and tons of alpha in a very short period of time, very short amount of time today. So let's try and it's very hard in a 40-minute show to try and give you guys 4 tokens that I'm buying, 1 token that I'm selling, and deep dive into all of them so that you actually understand. And then someone said I must introduce myself every time I do a show, because apparently that's like the new thing. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Crypto Man, right? I've been in the space since 2015. I've invested in like 1 billion projects. Who cares? I mean, let's just get to the action. All right, so let's talk about Bitcoin. So yesterday, when the CME opened, so remember that the markets in the United States close on Friday at like 4:30 in the afternoon. And then on Sunday night, the futures opens on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Well, that's the CME. As soon as the CME opened yesterday, we had the Bitcoin go up to an all-time high there. And so what landed up happening is we had the highest weekly close on Bitcoin. It was about 105. Let's just call it for round numbers, 105. And then when the CME opened, we went up to like 106,600 on the Bitcoin price. Interestingly enough, we actually also reached an all-time high against gold. So now when you compare Bitcoin to gold, Bitcoin hit an all-time high against gold. Why is that important? Because if Bitcoin is, as a first stop, going to replace gold, if Bitcoin is going to be this digital gold, then the first objective must be to beat the current gold, to beat the incumbent, right? And so as you can see now, as it relates to gold, Bitcoin has never ever been more accepted as a digital version of gold than it is now. And I think when Larry Fink said this is a long time ago. This was when Bitcoin was trading at 32,490. So I would say this is probably around the beginning of the year. Listen to what he said.
So I do believe the role of crypto, it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in, Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency. And so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative.
So when Larry Fink said that a year ago, I don't think he knew, or less than a year ago, I don't think he imagined that we would be going this high against gold. But anyway, that's what happened. The good news is that it happened, and the funding rates actually still look amazing. So if we look at the funding rates on all the tokens, the funding rates actually still look amazing. Just look at ETH, still 10.95%, Bitcoin 10.95%. This is, I would say, the healthiest that I've ever seen Bitcoin at all-time high prices. I can't remember the time that there was all-time high prices with such low funding rates. This is a big thing, and it represents, or it means, that the run can actually still continue for a long time without a leverage flush and without a correction. I do believe at some point there'll be a correction. We'll talk about that a bit later in the show. So why did Bitcoin do what it did? Why did Bitcoin run like it ran? Well, the first reason why it ran like it ran is because there's a lot of talk about this. Trump confirms Bitcoin reserve plans, $15 trillion. This is headlines, but these are the headlines that get people to actually land up buying, right? So that's the first headline. It's everywhere. This strategic reserve narrative is really heating up. Truth is, I'm not really excited about the strategic reserve because I think there's a long way to go for a strategic reserve. But I do believe that with all these countries looking to do the strategic reserve, eventually I think one of them will catch, and then another one will do it, and then another one will do it. It's just a matter of time before the dominoes actually start falling. So that was the one headline which pushed Bitcoin up. The second headline which pushed Bitcoin up is actually a Friday headline, and that is around MicroStrategy being added to the QQQ or to the NASDAQ 100. So what does this mean? It means that MicroStrategy, the company, is now part of the NASDAQ 100, which is an index. And the NASDAQ 100 has an ETF. It's the most heavily traded ETF. It's called the QQQ. And that means that anybody who invests in the NASDAQ 100 through the QQQ will now have MicroStrategy actually included in that. And what you can see is that MicroStrategy is actually up. It went up quite a lot on the news before the news, and now on the news it's up another 3.23%. Now, remember that because it hasn't been in the QQQ and it is now going to be included in the NASDAQ 100, any index tracking fund now has to buy MicroStrategy on the open market to rebalance, right? So they used to have Moderna. They took Moderna out and they put in MicroStrategy in, which means that probably Moderna is going down and MicroStrategy is going up because people actually have to buy MicroStrategy tokens to actually do this. So this tweet actually explains it quite well. It says MicroStrategy enters the NASDAQ 100 on December 23rd. That's a key date. QQQ, fifth largest ETF in the world, buys MicroStrategy to match the index, drives the price of MicroStrategy up. MicroStrategy weight in the NASDAQ 100 rises. QQQ buys more MSTR to match the index, and MicroStrategy uses the proceeds of this to buy Bitcoin, which is why Bitcoin actually goes up. Remember that when the price of MicroStrategy goes up, the amount of convertible notes that Michael Saylor can continue to issue goes up. When that happens, he can buy more Bitcoin. That sends the price of Bitcoin up, which sends the price of MicroStrategy up, which means he can buy more. And so the flywheel perpetuates itself. And right now, that's exactly what's happening with MicroStrategy, which is why I tweeted earlier on, and I said, I tweeted actually on the weekend, and I said, I think we're going to actually have quite a big week this week, right? And the reason why I said we're going to have let me just delete all these old, I don't know why they don't delete these tweets on my thing. Someone should talk to Kellen. I said, could be a big week for Bitcoin this week. MicroStrategy addition to the QQQ should add upward pressure on the stock price, which will contribute until the rebalancing actually happens. Increased MicroStrategy price means increased awareness, because remember, price is the best thing for awareness. So as MicroStrategy goes up, more Wall Street people will be looking at the MicroStrategy price and then buying it because they're going to get exposed to this Bitcoin thing. The reason why it wasn't priced in, it wasn't priced in fully before the weekend. There was still a 75% chance that it was actually going to happen, right? And so what we're getting here is we now got it, obviously now it's 100%. And so now people are actually starting to buy MicroStrategy, and you can see it over here. It's coming down. I do think that a lot of people, I said it in my tweet, I said a lot of people just traded this trade, right? All they did was, here, let's just quickly look at it. We could have a small dip as people that traded MicroStrategy on the news. So like a lot of people were just trading the addition to the QQQ. Now, the important thing is that we have the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, right? We will be live doing the FOMC. We'll be trading the FOMC. I'll be here with Sheldon and a lot of the other guys. But the main thing now is that we need rates to drop as quickly as possible. And the reason why we need rates to drop as quickly as possible, let's just refresh this. The reason why we want rates to drop as quickly as possible is not just because we want rates to drop so it can stimulate the economy. The reason why we want rates to drop now is because what MicroStrategy is doing, it is appealing to the fixed income investors, and it has created a vehicle for fixed income investors, which were traditionally investing in company debt and government debt, to invest in Bitcoin. So how do they do it? They issue convertible notes. those convertible notes, which are fixed income securities, convert at a higher price of MicroStrategy, and then in turn they sell it and they get the extra yield, right? So it's almost like an engineered method to allow fixed income investors to get access to Bitcoin. With interest rates actually going down, the fixed income investors, of which there are $6.9 trillion of money in fixed income investments, this money, this $6.9 trillion is looking for a new home. Now imagine that you're an investor and you're investing in fixed income securities, but the interest rate or the yield that you keep getting on your fixed income securities keeps going down. So what happens? You have to try and get more yield. Otherwise, you look like an asshole. Otherwise, you look like a bad fund manager, right? You have to try and outperform your peers. How do you outperform your peers? Well, you find something that is outweighing the returns on your portfolio, and you put a very small part of your portfolio in. Say you put 5% or 10% of your portfolio into this new fixed income asset, which gives you exposure to Bitcoin upside, right? And so what we need now, and we are having the FOMC on Wednesday, is we need rates to drop really, really, really fast, because then fixed income securities people will carry on looking for the yield, and they'll go into MicroStrategy. In the interim, 𝗖𝗛 continues to buy. He keeps tweeting the same tweet. This happened yesterday. I was waiting for it. Then today, he announced that he only bought 1.5 billion. I think he's slowing down a little bit. This is actually a very important indicator. We have to look at the rate at which 𝗖𝗛 continues to buy, because this can give us a big insight as to whether the fixed income people are continuing to invest in this asset or not continuing to invest in this asset. So if we see that it goes from 3 billion to 2 billion to 1 billion a week, we can say, okay, the appetite for this fixed income from fixed income investors for this product is going down. If it hovers here and goes up, we know that the appetite is increasing. So this is a very big telltale sign. Remember, right now, MicroStrategy is one of the big buyers in the market. And so when the market, and remember, the market is forward looking. When the market picks up that they believe that in the future, because markets are forward looking, MicroStrategy will be less successful in procuring money from fixed income investors, that is when the music will stop for a little bit and we'll actually get some kind of correction. So that is the MicroStrategy story. I hope I've summarized it beautifully for you in less than 10 minutes. This is not from the weekend, by the way. This is a cold that was developed on Monday morning. All right, so that is where we're at with MicroStrategy, but we're not here to talk about Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. We are here to talk about altcoins. And as I said to you, I'm going to show you a list of 4 altcoins that I'm buying, and then I'm going to show you a list of 1 altcoin that I'm actually selling. But I'm only going to show you the 4th altcoin that I'm buying at the end of the show when we have 3,000 likes. So right now we have 851. So you guys have got a long way to go, and a much longer way to go if we're going to catch up to 𝗕𝗢𝗫𝗏. It's a much longer way to go. All right, so what's happening on the altcoin market? Well, as you can see, Bitcoin is going up. The Bitcoin dominance chart is telling you a story. What it's telling you is that the Bitcoin is sucking the life out of altcoins at the moment. You can see it in the Bitcoin dominance chart. So it is perfectly retesting that line. We don't want it to break up into here, because then the altcoin party may actually come to, I won't say a stop, because stop is maybe a little bit a thing, but it may actually slow down. Hold on, they are sending me messages. Okay, so that's the first one. We see it in the Bitcoin dominance chart, which shows us that Bitcoin is sucking the life out of the altcoins, and that's why the Bitcoin dominance chart is actually going up. Bitcoin going up, dominance going up, equals Bitcoin sucking life out of altcoins. But that is not the only thing that is sucking the life out of the altcoins at the moment, because actually what we have is we have another altcoin which is sucking the life out of all the other altcoins, right? Any guesses which altcoin is sucking the life out of the other altcoins? While you are guessing, I'm going to remind you that we're going to be doing Christmas boxes. So if you haven't already signed up, go and sign up, because later on we're going to be doing Christmas boxes again. Vote for which box I should open today. All right, so you guessed right if you said hype. So what's happening is there's a new kid on the block. It's called Hyperliquid. We'll talk about Hyperliquid later. What it is doing, it is sucking up all the liquidity from all the other chains and all the other coins. $3 billion of total value locked. So it has drained $3 billion from the altcoin market into Hyperliquid. We're going to talk about Hyperliquid and what's actually doing it. There are other altcoins that are moving. Mainly, the driver of altcoins that is moving the markets at the moment, believe it or not, is Trump's World Liberty Financial, right? So the Trumps are associated with a project called World Liberty Financial. People are tracking World Liberty Financial's orders and buying. And what they're doing is every time that the Trump family buys, World Liberty Financial, which is affiliated to the Trump family, buys a token, that sends a token flying very high. So one that we called, not for this reason, was Athena at 101. I think Athena is now much higher because World Liberty Financial actually went and bought it. If you can predict what the next token that World Liberty Financial is gonna buy, then you're kind of predicting the next Binance listing, right? So it's the equivalent of a Binance listing is what Trump Liberty Financial is going to be buying. World Liberty Financial is going to be buying. Full disclosure, I am an investor in World Liberty Financial. I am a token holder there. So yeah, but I don't know what they're actually going to buy. What I can tell you is that I don't think Donald Trump knows what they're going to buy either. And when people say that Trump is buying, I mean, it's not really Trump. You do get it, right? It's not really Trump is buying. Trump's not buying anything. These guys that are running World Liberty Financial, very good guys, they are the ones that are buying. And Trump doesn't sign off and say, okay, yes, I like 𝗪𝗡𝗡. Yes, I like peanut. Because he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. All right. I did call Athena in front runners. I'm still long Athena. I'm keeping my Athena trade open. Yeah, is my Athena trade open, yeah? I've also opened some other trades we're going to talk about today. Some losing, some gaining. Yeah, Athena is up $150,000 on this trade. I am up $150,000. By the way, I'm going to start a new Bybit portfolio, and I'm going to start a new Blofin portfolio, because a lot of people have basically said that this portfolio has run away from them. We're too far down the line with this portfolio, and they struggle to copy us, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to start a new. Let me quickly open it for you. We're going to start a new portfolio. One is going to be a $100,000 portfolio, and one is going to be a $10,000 portfolio. The $100,000 portfolio is going to be on Bybit. The $10,000 portfolio is going to be on Blofin. So if you want to join us on that challenge, just sign up to Bybit or Blofin. Remember, on Blofin, you now get 50% of your trading fees back, number one. And number two, you don't do any KYC. So go and sign up as quickly as possible. Put in $10,000, or I'm putting in $10,000 into my Blofin account. And if you want to trade bigger, then put money into a Bybit account, open up a Bybit account here, and the Christmas boxes will apply to you and whatever else. All right, so let's talk about the tokens that I would be buying and selling. Some of them I've already bought and sold. If you were very fast, you would have seen which ones I'm buying and which ones I'm selling. I'm going to talk to you about 4 tokens that I'm buying, 1 token that I'm actually selling in this altcoin market. Let's get into it and let's go quite fast. So the first token that I'm buying is not like the rocket science as to why I'm buying it. It's not a token that's like a secret, or where I've got inside information or whatever else. Even though we do sometimes get inside information, this time it actually came from Ben Cowan's video, right? You remember when Ben Cowan was on our show on Friday? A lot of people watched it. 120,000 people have already watched that video, but you remember what he said, right?
Waste my time. But what you look for with alts, you look for these double bottoms, right? Because when they occur, you normally get a very explosive move by that altcoin. And that's exactly what happened with Solana. Now, I'm going to come back to Solana in a minute. If you look at XRP Bitcoin, this is something that, I was talking about a lot over on my stuff, because I was looking at this and I'm like, look, guys, this is a double bottom by XRP Bitcoin. There's a good chance it's going to get a really nice rally. We've seen this set up before where it gets these double bottoms. It gets really nice rallies off of it. So that's what you look for. You can see the same thing. Like,
so Ben basically said, look, what you need to do is you need to look for a double bottom against the Bitcoin chart, right? And he showed you the XRP example. He showed you the 𝗪𝗡𝗪 example and a whole lot of others. You can see that the moves are actually explosive. Like when he looked like...
Coin is doing really well today, and it has been for a little while. And it was also sort of identifying these double bottom setups. So it's not just...
So, that was the most excited that I saw Ben on the whole stream. And then, to be honest, someone in the community on Twitter actually sent this to me and said, look, I was watching your show with Ben, and I saw this thing that Ben spoke about, the double bottom on XRP, and what you can see is this is relative to Bitcoin, not even relative to USD, but on that double bottom, XRP went up 355% against Bitcoin. I was like, gee, wow, I need to find some more tokens that have this double bottom, right? And then last night, someone sent it to me and I was like, hold on a second. I tweeted this, I put this in front runners and I said, when Ben was on the show, he mentioned the double bottoms on the weekly against Bitcoin. Look at Rune BTC chart. Now, look, I've seen double bottoms before. I was in Colombia. I saw Colombian bottoms. They are fantastic, fantastic. I've been to Brazil. I've seen bottoms. I've been everywhere. I've seen amazing bottoms. Even here in Cape Town, there's amazing, amazing bottoms if you go to the beach. But a double bottom like this, I haven't seen in a long time. Huh? Like a double bottom that looks like this against the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, I haven't seen in a long time. Not in Colombia, not in Brazil, not even in Greece. Not even in Greece that I see. Actually, hold on. There is a place in Brazil. The Brazilians will know about it, right? It's called Floripa. Okay, now, if you go to Floripa, I think I've seen some double bottoms there that look as good as this double bottom. For those of you who are Brazilian or those of you that have been to Floripa, you will know. You will know exactly what I'm talking about. And the Brazilians are going to come into the chat in 20 seconds now. You'll see that. If YouTube is not banned in Brazil, because the guys there, they ban things all the time. Yeah, Floripa. There we go. Florianopolis. Floripa. Anyway, so on Rune, we have a double bottom against the Bitcoin chart. If you want to be a bit more scientific, wait for it to break this thing over here to go up. But here is a double bottom on Rune. I always like to look at the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals here are telling me a very good story. So Anna Finotti, she knows about Floripa. She's also went to see the double bottoms. Not Florida, Floripa. Okay? So, look at this. For Rune, remember Rune is a cross-chain decentralized protocol, right? Rune all-time swap volume is 85 billion. But in 2024, 52 of the 85 billion is actually happening. So what we're saying is that if you look at the stats on Rune, fundamentally this token is absolutely amazing. But then what happens is you go and look at the Rune USDT price. Rune USDT. Josh, do a man a favor while I'm charting. Make the screen look nice, bro. It's okay, I'll do it. It's okay, I'll do it. So what you can see is from a pricing point of view, it's nowhere near its all-time high of like $20, $21. It's still at $6. And it is one of those protocols that is one of the old vintage of protocols, right? So this is actually part of the Altcoins, right? And if you look here, look at all the exchanges that it's listed on. Bybit, Binance, Bybit, KuCoin. This is BitGet. This one's listed on pretty much all of the exchanges, right? And so when I look at this protocol, I say, hold on, it's an altcoin. It's being used. The fundamentals are absolutely, absolutely amazing. It's an altcoin. It's actually being used. The fundamentals are getting better. And it's got that double bottom, the one from Floripa, from Florianopolis. It's got that Florianopolis double bottom. And so if it breaks here, then I think you can say the breakout is confirmed. I was a little bit impatient yesterday. I think I may have bought too early, but I am up. You see, I bought $654,000 worth of this. I'm up $15,000. Josh, should I add to the position or should I rather just wait for the breakout? Because you're a chartist, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not too bullish on it.
You're not bullish on it. Okay, that's okay. Josh is not bullish on it. Have fun staying poor. Okay, so now next. The next one that I'm actually looking at, so that was the first one. I think it's pretty simple as to why I've got into it. They will get more and more technical as we go along. The next one that is happening is the next one that I'm actually looking to buy is one that we all know very, very, very well. One that Sheldon thinks is going to double from this point, and that one is Phantom. And the reason why I'm looking to buy Phantom now, even at these kind of prices, is very simple. If you believe that the market's going to continue to go up, if you believe that the market's going to crash, well, the market's going to crash. Then don't buy any of these things. If you believe the market's going to carry on going up, I'm looking at Phantom. Why? Phantom has been hyped about the launch of Sonic. Sonic is a new EVM compatible chain that is a very fast, they're calling it, it's not a side chain, it's a, what do you call it? It's a parallel chain to ETH with a bridge between Phantom and ETH. So Phantom is Andre Crypto, and Andre Crypto is, he's very excited about this. You can see that they're all starting to tweet soon. They're calling Sonic Sunic, right? Because everyone's saying it's happening soon. Even Andre said this, Sunic. What is it? It's an EVM layer 1 platform. So they're not calling it a layer 2. They're calling it a layer 1 with a bridge to Ethereum. And the genesis is achieved. Block 0 has been actually mined. And so Andre, who teased that this would happen somewhere around the 27th of December, they're all now saying soon, 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 soon. So let's really talk about it for a second. Anson did a very good summary. 10,000 TPS, a bridge to all the layer 2s. 90% of the gas spent goes back to the apps. Sub-second finality, chain level incentives, all the best tooling integrations, and 𝗦𝗟𝗔𝗗𝗏 launching projects on it. So this Sonic is coming sooner than we think. And what we know is that these guys are experts in creating hype. And again, if you go and look at Phantom, and you go and look at the all-time high of Phantom, the all-time high of Phantom is like $3.64. It's still trading at $1.39. So still a long way to go. So again, if you think the market's going up, for me, Phantom is going to go up. Sheldon, I don't know if he said this jokingly or not, but he said a $2.50 Phantom has a good sound to it, and he's looking at it very much from the charts, right? Cool. So that is the second one. The third one that I would be buying, and I remember I'm going to show you 4 that I would be buying, and then look, you guys are very much behind on the likes, so I'm not sure we're going to get to the fourth one. The third one that we're actually going to be buying is 𝗥𝗪𝗫𝗛𝗏𝗏s, believe it or not. So 𝗥𝗪𝗫 is the only NFT collection that I'd be buying right now. And I'm not actually telling you to buy the 𝗥𝗪𝗫𝗏𝗏s, right? Because there is an announcement that was made now by Binance that they are going to be listing a token called Pengu tomorrow at 1400 UTC, right? That's when we're live. So we'll talk about it. We'll actually be here and we'll be trading it live. So what is Pengu? Pengu is the official meme coin of the penguin community.
Each a beacon of hope, yet most succumbed to greed and folly. But in this frozen expanse, a group emerged that could brave the cold. Using their unbreakable bond, the 𝗥𝗪𝗫𝗏𝗏s forged a warm light in the cold, endless darkness, and summoned a divine power. Penguin gods bestowed upon them a golden egg, a symbol of their collective might. And so they nurtured this egg with their unity, their strength, and their will to hatch a master coin. One coin to rule them all.
So that is Pengu. What is Pengu? Pengu is a meme coin launched by 𝗥𝗪𝗫𝗏𝗏s. Now, for those of you who don't know, 𝗥𝗪𝗫𝗏𝗏s is, I think, the most successful collection of NFTs, right? And if you look at the penguins, so the penguins, these guys have been the only ones, in my opinion, that have managed to get this NFT movement completely right. And the reason why they did that was because they managed to get their penguins into real world. I just want to see, I had a picture of Luca, the founder. Let me actually quickly get you that picture. Hold on a second. Let me find the photo for you. So here we go. Okay, this is one of them, but this, you can see that they were the only guys that managed to get their collectibles to actually be sought after in the real world. And they went and listed the penguins in Walmart. So you can actually go and buy penguins in Walmart. Now, the reason why I like the penguin collection so much is because instead of trying to bring people into NFTs, these guys are bringing people into real toys, and then you can scan the real toy and you can get into the NFT. You can see there's the whole scan thing. And so these guys actually use the toys to bring people into the NFTs and not the other way around, right? Most projects start as an NFT and then go into the real world. These guys are going into the real world and bringing people into NFTs. For those of you who like to think about it mathematically, these guys have a negative acquisition cost every time that they bring someone into crypto. And so the one thing about Penguins is that Penguins was actually an ETH project, or it is an ETH project. And so what these guys have done, which has been very, very, very smart, is they decided to launch on Solana. And I think that the reason why they did this is because they saw the whole meme coin culture on Solana and the whole DeFi culture and NFT culture on ETH. And they said, hold on, how do we bridge these things? And so what they did was they created Pengu, and Pengu launches on Solana, and it actually launches tomorrow. So where's the buy level here? Because now we have to understand the tokenomics here. So here are the tokenomics. They are issuing 8888. Well, let's see if I can actually find a visual that actually says it. I think I have some kind of visual somewhere. Let's have a look here. Okay, so I don't actually know if I have a visual, but long story short, they are issuing 88,888,888 tokens, right? That gives it, if you look at the pre-market, it's currently trading at about 50 cents, which means it's currently trading at about a $4 billion fully diluted valuation, which would make it immediately one of the most sought after, one of the biggest meme coins that's actually launched. We're not buying it at a $4 billion fully diluted valuation, but if you can get in early, if you can get in at $1 billion, if you can get in at 700 million, then my recommendation is that you actually buy this when it actually launches tomorrow. We'll be here, we'll be live when it actually starts trading. Someone says, as far as I'm concerned, it's the most anticipated token drop of all time. And they estimated that it can go it's already trading around 5 billion. They were estimating it could go to about 15 or 20 billion FDV. I think that's a bit ambitious, but tomorrow we've got to watch this one closely. If it's anywhere around 1 or 2 billion when it launches, we buy like absolute maniacs tomorrow. And that's why I wanted to bring it to you today. So that is the 3 that I'll be buying. And there's only 1,620 likes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the one that I'm going to be selling. And then if we get more likes, then I'll show you the last one that I'm actually buying. And the last one that I'm buying is the lower cap, the more degen one, because I know you guys are degens. All right, so let's talk about the one I'm selling. So that's 3 that I'm buying. Now let's talk about the one that I'm actually selling. So the one that I'm selling is, I'm not going to make friends and I'm not going to win a popularity contest by selling it, but I think we should talk about the elephant in the room. So when I look at this chart here, we all spoke about how successful Hyperliquid is. Here it is. It's sucking out all the liquidity. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing product. For those of you who don't know what Hyperliquid is a decentralized exchange, which runs on the Hyperliquid layer 1. So what is it? It's a layer 1 chain. It's written in Rust, which is the same language as Solana. It is extremely, extremely, extremely fast, and it is optimized for trading. And the front end, or one of the front ends of the chain, is this DEX called the Hyperliquid DEX. So think about it as a chain, which is purpose written for trading. It's very, very, very fast. It's cheap. In fact, it's not cheap. It's free. I'll show you in a second what I mean by it's free. And it allows for a very fast, very centralized exchange feeling on a decentralized exchange feeling. There's no doubt in my mind that this is the best decentralized exchange launched to date in crypto. The guys that launched it are absolutely, absolutely amazingly smart. The product itself is absolutely, absolutely amazing. Let's just read this tweet from Nick from Coin Bureau. He said, it's climbing very fast. It's got $3 billion fully diluted. It handles up to 100,000 orders per second with sub-second latency. Every single cancellation of trade is posted to the ledger, so it's got full transparency. And the main thing is it's got ETH interoperability. So in other words, it's written on Rust, but it's got interoperability to ETH. So far, so good. I think it is one of the best protocols that I've seen, and I think it deserves all the amazing success that it's actually had. It's incredible. Really, really, really incredible. There's a few things, though, that are telling me that it might be a little bit too expensive at the moment. So the first thing is, when I look at Hyperliquid, it has a fully diluted valuation of $27 billion. Okay, now, to me, it may be good, but it's not good enough for $27 billion, right? I think it's amazing, but it's not good enough for $27 billion worth of value. I also think that there's a couple of things here that are raising alarm bells for me. The first thing is, there's a lot of hype. And the hype is coming from crypto's cabal, right? It's like the hype is coming very, very, very much from like the big crypto cabal who all got the airdrop because they were trading on Hyperliquid. The thing with Hyperliquid is that it's not open source. So that means that it's not an open source project. And as a result, most exchanges haven't been able to list it. So if I look at Bybit, Bybit has been threatening to list Hyperliquid. Problem is that you can't be, so here it is, there's a perpetual, but the perpetual constantly trades in this pre-market mode, okay? Unless, is it live now? No, it's trading in this pre-market perpetual. You see, it's the pre-market mode here, right? So that means that the token is not properly integrated into Bybit. Now, there's a reason why the guys did it like this. Because when a token lists on a perpetuals exchange, because you can long and short, the token goes into real price discovery mode. Right now, the only place that you can short Hyperliquid is on Hyperliquid. And very, very, very few people actually trade on Hyperliquid, specifically not the institutions, right? And so for me, right now, as much as I think that this is an amazing, amazing, amazing protocol, I wanted to show you one feature, which is so 𝗕𝗢𝗥𝗘𝗦 said it right. He said, if it's not open source, it's not DeFi. And then someone else says, he says, Hyperliquid is a SEX pretending to be a DEX. Closed source, no consensus, no validators, just being run by one team. Now, look, I think that is right, but I think this is a first step, and they will decentralize over time. In the meantime, though, I do think I share this view over here that Eugene shares. He says, Hyperliquid is by far the best derivative DEX to come to the market by a wide margin. The team have done amazingly well. The roadmap is very ambitious. The price has gone parabolic since TGE, till levels that I think would be attractive for early airdroppers to unwind at. The amount of shilling to hype looks like peak mindshares, and I agree with. So to me, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the perps to launch. When the perps launch, I'm going to go short because it's going to go into price discovery, and then it's not only going to be controlled by this cabal. I must say that, as I said, I do think that the platform is absolutely amazing. I think that they have like amazing novel ideas. Now, I'll give you one of the amazing novel ideas. Let me just find a few. So instead of any monkey being able to launch a token on the chain, right? They have an auction, and they auction a certain number of, they auction 282 tickers per year. And so before you launch a chain, you have to actually pay for the ticker. Now, you can see people are paying a lot of money for the tickers, which means that the tokens that actually launch are getting launched like by good teams and stuff like that. So what's my TLDR here? Love the token. I'm going to do a full show for you guys where I showcase the entire ecosystem for you, because there's a whole Hyperliquid ecosystem here with meme coins. I mean, you got Per and you got 𝗥𝗏𝗏, who's the queen. So you've got a whole lot of meme coins, you've got lending, trading, etc., all trading on this chain. And I'm going to do a whole show for you guys on that. But for now, I think that at 27 billion, the price is too high. I think it can continue to go up. But as soon as perpetuals launch on one of the big dexes, Binance, Bitget, or Bybit, whatever it is, then the price is going to come down, and I want to try and catch that short. So that's the one that I'm actually selling. Cool. So that is 3 that I'm selling, 3 that I'm buying, 1 that I'm selling. Told you why. Are we going to get another 160 likes, or do we move on to? Let's move on to the Christmas boxes while you guys are smashing likes. Okay, you guys voted. The boxes are here. We're going to go into one more. So remember how this works, right? Up until Christmas, you sign up for any of the exchange accounts. Here, if you sign up for Bybit, you get huge trading deposits. Plus, you get $100 sign up deposit. Bitget, Blowfin, if you sign up with Blowfin, you get 50% of your trading fees back. If you signed up, I have a list of all the people that have signed up over here. Then what I do is I say, here we go. I open the list over here. Remember, I'm going to show you one more token if we guys get to another 100x. And then I'm going to just scroll and go like that. How's that? Let's just pick that one over there. This is account number 389677159. If you are account number 389677159, which box did they select? Hardest?
Number 1.
Box number 1. So let's see what you win. But as usual, let's see what you don't win first. So you do win this box. I'm going to leave it here. You don't win what's in box number 2. What is in box number 2? $2,000. So you don't win $2,000. You don't win $2,000. Okay. You don't win what's in box number 3. What is in box number 3? I'll wait for the reaction. Oh my God, it's $100,000. So you don't win $100,000. But what do you win? What do you win? You win what's in box number 1. If you are account number 389677159, you win. What is in box number 1? Oh my God, it's $10,000. It's not $100,000, but it's $10,000. You got to email giveaways@cryptobanter.com from the email that is from that account number, and you get to win that. So congratulations to anyone who signed up. Remember, it's going to carry on until Christmas. It's going to carry on until Christmas, so you can keep signing up. All right, let's go through the last coin that I'll actually be buying. Did we get the likes? Yes, we did get the likes. So You know, I'm huge on this AI agents narrative, and later on in the week, I'm going to do a show on the top 10 AI agents. But I did find one play, which is, I think, a little bit mispriced, and I think probably still worth having a go. And I actually, to full disclosure, I landed up buying a whole lot. So the token that I think is probably worth buying is a token called OpenServe. What is OpenServe? OpenServe is a platform that allows you to launch multiple. I'll mute that and I'll carry on talking. So it allows you to launch multiple AI agents that can actually work together to create to do stuff. So sometimes you need specialized AI agents. You need one that does research, one that can code a game for you. And so what you can do is you can launch a coder, you can launch a research assistant, you can launch a whole lot, and you can get them to work together to build a project for you. Now, I think that AI agents are really the way of the future. And what you can see here is that he's combined a whole lot of different, I'll play this back faster because we're not listening to music, so I think it's fine. He's combined a whole lot of different agents, and they're now going to all work together to create a task or to create something. So this is the project. The project has an amazing team of really, really, really smart docs devs. So this is not one of those projects which is launched by something else. We'll watch this till the end. It is on double speed. And you can see that it says he's asked him to code a game. He's developed a game. He's developed a series of games. And now he's asking him to mail the games. And so the agents are basically working together to complete this task. So someone says, 𝗕𝗢𝗫 says, I've accumulated a big bag of OpenServe. OpenServe AI is launching a new platform that lets anyone, even without coding skills, create and deploy teams of AI agents that can work together on various tasks. Think of it like a marketplace, similar to Fiverr, but specifically for AI agents, where you can find, customize, and set up agents to handle different kinds of work and work together. OpenServe's platform is unique because it allows agents from different systems to communicate and collaborate, making them smarter and more efficient. The platform includes a no-code builder, so you can design and deploy your own AI agents team quickly, and these agents can operate across both traditional and blockchain-based systems. OpenServe's agents are equipped with advanced features like memory, task planning, etc., and a skilled docs team, etc. So what is the market cap right now? Probably about $78 million. So it's not huge. In terms of tokenomics are healthy. Team is healthy. I bought, to be honest, between 70 and 75 million. I bought a bag of this just because I'm very, very much in the mindset that these AI agents are going to fly. And this is one of the most unique projects that I've actually seen doing it. All right, that is 4 projects that I'm going to buy. That is 1 project that I'm going to sell. And that is 2,100 likes. You guys have got a lot of work to do. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends. Stop. Okay, you haven't met the HR lady from Banter. She's a director of HR. Her name's Theo. She told me that I need to tell you guys to go to the jobs page below because there are about 1 billion jobs that we need to fill in this place. So please, could you all go to the jobs page and just apply to the one that is most suitable to you. Now that I've got that out the way, trade well, my friends.